To learn more about this excellent service, please watch the rest of this short video and thank me later.
Hello and welcome back to our channel of K.L.P. Entertainment. Live from our newsroom, I'm Rosie Andrew bringing the latest news breaking story. Here's why our pick for Game of the Year should be God of War Ragnarok. One God of War Ragnarok gamer has shared a video that shows another example of Kratos being a good father to Atreus. God of War Ragnarok has been breaking records since it came out in November 2022. Besides the immense commercial success, the action-adventure title from Santa Monica Studio was positively received by critics and fans. As a result, God of War Ragnarok received 10 nominations at the Game Awards, and it's one of the frontrunners to win the esteemed Game of the Year award alongside From Software's Elden Ring. The captivating story of God of War Ragnarok with its plot twists and shocks is one of the reasons the game has received such a warm response. In addition, the complicated father-son relationship between Kratos and Atreus plays a pivotal role in defining the narrative of God of War Ragnarok. This relationship has been developing since the story of the previous God of War game, when the duo goes on a journey to fulfill Faye's wish that her ashes be spread on the highest peak of the Nine Realms. Now, one God of War Ragnarok fan has pointed out some instances that show how Kratos is one of the best fathers in video games. Reddit user so-called Sidekick uploaded a video on the social media platform that proves Kratos will go to any lengths to protect his son. The video is a compilation of incidents where Kratos puts himself in danger and tries to shield Atreus at any cost. The first instance shows the duo facing a giant beast in God of War Ragnarok when Kratos pushes Atreus to move him away from danger. This is followed by a section that shows Kratos and Atreus falling from a significant height, and the former puts his arms around the latter to face the brunt of the impact. As seen in the video, Kratos positions his body so that he lands first, so the fall's impact is minimal for Atreus. Kratos is a demigod, making him resistant to fall damage to some extent, whereas Atreus could be severely harmed in the same situation. So-called Sidekick's video clearly shows how the developers have added this tiny detail in God of War Ragnarok to highlight Kratos' instincts to protect his son at all costs. Kratos' dedication to safeguarding Atreus shows how deep their relationship has become since the last God of War game. God of War Ragnarok is full of countless small details that many gamers overlook. In contrast, some players with a keen eye find some mind-blowing details, like Thor's strange feature in God of War Ragnarok, specifically his underarms, which he seems to shave regularly. It's no secret for fictional characters to feature great suffering. For dramatic and mature stories, suffering is usually essential for characters to further their motivations or have audiences sympathize with their journeys. In God of War Ragnarok, every character seems to be suffering in their way. Some are more private affairs than others. It's no secret for fictional characters to feature great suffering. For dramatic and mature stories, suffering is usually essential for characters to further their motivations or have audiences sympathize with their journeys. In God of War Ragnarok, every character seems to be suffering in their way. Some are more private affairs than others. Perhaps no character in the God of War franchise has suffered as much as Kratos. Kratos has lost his armies, his home of Sparta, his mother, brother, wife, daughter, life, and everything in between. Kratos tried to move on with the Norse Nine Realms, and after his wife Faye died, he had to begin his journey to accept his past and begin the long road to redemption. When audiences are reintroduced to Kratos in God of War Ragnarok, his suffering still follows. His journey is met with a lack of trust for his son, Atreus, a desire to alter his fated death in Ragnarok, and to be better than what is expected of the Ghost of Sparta. One of the newest characters in the God of War series is Angrboda. She is one of the last surviving Jotun giants, and a great friend to Loki, who finds her in Ironwood, the secret location and sanctuary of the giants. Angrboda had lost her mother and her father, and is currently protecting the innocent animals in Ironwood from her grandmother and her soul-stealing vase. Angrboda's suffering comes from the fact that she does not know where her story goes after helping Loki, for she has no shrine of her own. However, Angrboda decides to forge her fate and brings hope to Jotunheim after the genocide of the giants by the Aesir. Poor Sinmara is fated to join with her husband, Surtur, to form the universal entity known as Ragnarok. This entity is a combination of ice and fire and will destroy Asgard, and thus itself. However, Kratos and Atreus help Surtur spare his wife, Sinmara, by using the blades of chaos to fuse Surtur and his wife's hearts. In doing so, Surtur dies to create Ragnarok but saves Sinmara from dying. As Kratos returns to Niflheim, the cries of Sinmara echo hauntingly throughout the realm. Sinmara features great suffering, as she has Surtur's heart, and he is hers. However, they will never see each other again, and Sinmara must live knowing her lover's sacrifice was for her, without a final goodbye. After the loss of his sons, Magni and Modi, Thor and his wife Sif has sworn off alcohol. Thor is known for his abuse of alcohol and tries his best for his last surviving kin, Frud. As a grieving father, Thor is constantly belittled and abused by his father, Odin, who says he's no fun and treats him like a lapdog. Thor may have killed many people and been responsible for the genocide of the Jotun people. However, after audiences see how badly he was treated by Odin, it's hard to tell if it was his own doing. Thor presents himself as a destroyer and tries to take out those negative emotions through rage toward Kratos, who sees that Thor can be better. As the Aesir god of war, Tyr took things beyond what was expected of his duty and dedicated his immortality to traveling the realms and other worlds to meet other gods. Tyr was a wanderer through his spiritual awakening, and through a journey of introspection, he became the god of war out of peace and tried to mend the ties of other cultures and peoples for one great army. Tyr was greatly feared by Odin, and as such, was imprisoned for who knows how long. Considering Mimir was also imprisoned and tortured daily by Odin, it is unknown just how cruel Odin was to Tyr. Tyr was even subjected to impersonation, as Odin disguised himself as Tyr to further ridicule the imprisoned god of war. Freya has lost a great deal in the God of War series. Her freedom was taken from her, as Odin bound her to spend her immortality at Midgard. She is the last of the Vanir gods and married Odin to try and end the destructive conflict between the Aesir and the Vanir. However, her marriage was abusive, with Odin demanding Freya tell all the secrets she has of magic and its properties. Even now that she is freed from Odin's magic, she still grieves heavily for her son, Baldur, whom Odin turned into a rabbit tracker. However, she feels guilty herself for turning her son into an unstoppable killing machine at the cost of his sanity and feelings. Freya wants nothing more than to avenge her son and kill Odin. After the death of his mother, Faye, Atreus greatly feared being left alone with his father, Kratos. As the journey to spread his mother's ashes at the highest peak of all 9 realms ended, Atreus was closer to his father than ever and accepted his fate as a god. However, greater mysteries unravel in God of War Ragnarok, as Atreus seeks to discover who he is as Loki. Throughout God of War Ragnarok, Atreus is burdened with the responsibility and desire to control his new powers of shape-shifting, whilst also trying to find a way to break fate and save his father from his fated death in Ragnarok. It's hard for Atreus, considering he has to work with the Aesir, and his father sees him as untrustworthy. Sindri had given Kratos and Atreus everything they asked for and beyond. He was a master blacksmith and even gave the pair his home for their safety. However, it seemed not enough, as they allowed Tyr to live in their home, who later revealed himself as Odin and killed Sindri's brother, Brock. In Brock's death, Sindri became bitter and rageful, mourning the loss of his brother for the second and final time, knowing Brock will not have an afterlife due to missing a piece of his soul. Sindri suffers greatly in the loss of his brother, feels so alone, and blames Atreus and Kratos for his grief, considering he gave them everything, including the life of his brother. Some odd choices on that list if you ask me, Stray. Really? But I think we do have an obvious frontrunner, and have since about 10 months ago, Elden Ring. Yes, God of War Ragnarok arrived and it is extremely good. Any other non-Elden Ring year, I think it would have been frontrunner itself, but I do think it will have a hard time beating out from Soft's magnum opus. However, even if it loses, one viral moment from God of War Ragnarok is something that many gamers may be able to agree is the moment of the year, one of the best individual things to happen in a video game this year. This is why our top pick for Game of the Year should go to God of War Ragnarok. Please let us know your thoughts. Do you think that God of War Ragnarok should win the award? That will do it for this video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Reporting live from our newsroom, I am Rosie Andrew.
Thanks for watching. I hope you got a lot from it.